He already has joined, so we're just going to wait for Elsabe, right?
Good. Yes, yes. I wonder where she is. Maybe I should just pull it quickly.
Maybe she. I think she. Yeah. Okay, so she still has a minute, so let's just maybe give her some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to project the agenda that you had sent to us, Mr. Fancy.
Right? Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I think we can all see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then as soon as Elsabe joins us, we can kick off.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's important that Elsabe be here because she's the team leader.
Yes, and she was also the part of the raiding, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was also there in Umzimkhulu.
Umzimkhulu, yes. I was in Umzimkhulu. I was part of it as well. I'm part of the meeting.
At least if there is someone who was also part of the raiding, it will be better for me because I've got a lot of questions.
Okay, but yeah. Elsabe's here now.
Sorry guys, I lost track of time, but I'm here.
Okay.
Morning, Elsabe. Thank you. All right. Hello, Zolani.
Morning, ma'am.
Okay, so colleagues, thank you so much, and Mr. Fancy, we acknowledge your request, for information, etc., from the FSCA, and we thought that it's expedient that we have a meeting with you so that, I'm projecting currently the agenda that you sent to us, and I think that in order to facilitate discussion, if we can then just stick to, to the questions that you have, and then both Jacques and Elsabe will attempt to assist you, and myself where necessary to come in to give you, responses. But and then at the end we will finally state our position as the FSCA in relation to the investigation and the ongoing, and also what is actually being driven predominantly now by the National Prosecuting Authority. So I think that if I may commence the meeting by diving straight into the agenda that you've shared with us, Mr. Fancy, is that going to be fine?
Yes, ma'am, it will be fine. And before we proceed, I'd just like to inform you that as we are having this meeting, I've opened the recording so that I will have our meeting on records. So just to let you know, because I remember even during your investigation on the 17th of October, I was having an interview and I was also recorded. So as we are taking this meeting, I'm recording everything. Just to be aware of that.
Thank you for notifying us. Colleagues, do we have any reservations about this meeting being recorded?
No objections from my side.
Nothing from my side.
Okay, nothing from my side either, Mr. Fancy. Thank you.
Okay.
We shall proceed then. Then I think in point one, you set a background, but then I'm going to dive straight into what we. I don't know if I can. I saw someone do it yesterday where we can actually have like a laser pointer or something, but I don't seem to have that functionality.
Yes.
All right, so we go straight into this particular point where you said you would like the FSCA to tell you the purpose of the investigation if we receive a complaint from a member of the public.
Yes.
And you want an answer from us on that.
Yes, I'm sure the number one, it's clear because you received a complaint on the 29th of August 2019. And then I've quoted what is written on the court order by the NPA, as I stated that 21.1 of NPA judgment, because it's on Google, the court order, because the Honorable Judge Davis also quoted what is written on the affidavit which was submitted by Kia. that according to complainant, Humble Security accepts deposits money but do not pay out the promised returns. Pansy has also accumulated a lot of wealth, which means that was the reason that make FSCA to start an investigation. So that's why I'm asking if you can tell me the purpose of an investigation if you are receiving a complaint from the member of the public.
So basically, I think you've kind of answered our question, because we are empowered as the Financial Sector Conduct Authority. We are the financial regulator. And in terms of the Financial Sector Regulation Act,
Yes.
specifically Section 135,
Yes.
the FSCA may instruct an investigator
Yes.
to conduct an investigation
Yes.
if it reasonably suspects that a person may have contravened, may be contravening,
Yes.
or may be about to contravene a financial sector law for which the FSCA is the responsible authority. So I was reading from the actual act itself, Mr. Fancy, but the purpose of the investigation is predominantly to investigate the complaint which suggests that there is a possible contravention of a financial sector law. I'm going to pause here, and if you have questions or if my colleagues want to, I think I've been quite, succinct and clear in articulating
Yes.
why would we
I
conduct an investigation.
Okay, ma'am. I understand your definition when it comes to investigation under FSCA, but my question is the definition of investigation when it comes to the law in South Africa. What is the purpose of the investigation as the whole, not only FSCA? Because according to my small understanding, the purpose of investigation, any law enforcement, when they appoint an investigator, the intention is to find whether the complaint is it true or it's not true. So in other words, the law enforcement, you do not create a case based on the information, but the purpose of investigation is to investigate and find out whether that complaint is it true or not. If the complaint is true, which means the person that is a suspect in that matter, she or he will supposed to be handed over to NPA. If the complaint is not true, it is the responsibility of the investigator to state that according to my investigation, the complaint that we have received, it is not true based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. According to my understanding. That's why I'm asking that I need FSCA to give me clarity when it comes to the purpose of investigation under FSCA.
I think Ms. Naidu actually explained that to you just now.
No.
The purpose of our investigations is not just about looking into a complaint, but specific contraventions to see whether you contravened financial law,
Okay.
such as the FACE Act.
Okay.
Please understand that the investigations that we conduct
Yes.
are not the same as, it's not a criminal investigation.
Okay.
It is an investigation in terms of our legislation,
Yes.
which will normally lead to administrative, it's an administration process. If we make findings, for instance, the matter can be referred to the Enforcement Committee.
Yes.
All of this is contained in the FSR Act, where they can, for instance, say, I'm using this as an example.
Yes.
You conducted unregistered financial services business.
Yes.
And you're not authorized to do it.
Yes.
The Enforcement Committee, and this is administrative process, can
Yes.
then say, yes, we agree, and they can do various sanctions. They can issue with a penalty, they can debar you, and so forth. So please understand that there are two different, the criminal investigation is not us.
Yes.
The FSCA only conduct its own investigations to see if financial law were contravened. We do not do criminal investigations. However, if during the process of our investigation we come across information that appears to be possibly criminal conduct, in those instances we will hand or refer the matter to the criminal relevant stakeholders, such as the
SAPS.
Asset Forfeit Unit,
Yes.
or specifically the South African Police Service. The matter is then with them. We simply refer the matter to them. The Asset Forfeit Unit, if they are satisfied that they believe that there was criminal conduct, they on their own, without us, we do not have powers for this. The AFU will then go and apply for a preservation order.
Okay,
That's
okay.
not us. We just refer whatever we find
Okay.
to the relevant stakeholders. So we have no authority to preserve funds, to
No.
freeze bank accounts.
No, I understand.
All we do is we refer the matter. Then the same with the SAPS. We believed in this matter that there was possibly criminal conduct.
Okay.
Referred the matter to the SAPS. Again, we do not have control over them and their conduct or what they do with the case.
No, I understand. I understand your point, ma'am, and I'm not disputing to take over the matter to SAPS and to NPA. But now, my concern, it was based on the investigation. You received a complaint on the 29th of August, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then I'm sure you have received a lot of correspondence from Thanda Zondlela, because I've submitted a lot of things related to this issue. Before you receive a complaint, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in the beginning of August, I was already sending someone to your offices to do the application as a financial service provider. I even have the application number, which is 50411. And then the person that I was sending to your office, it was Oscar Kanyiso Ndlovu, who is the director of Smart Bolt Pty Ltd. I was sending him even before you receive a complaint on the 29th of August 2019. And then when you were receiving a complaint on the 29th August 2019, me as Zolani, or my company, Humble Security and Training, I was not receiving any, or I was not accepting any deposits from the public as an investment. Why I'm saying that? Because on the 15th of August 2019, I received an email from First National Bank. They were terminating a business relationship with me. They asked me to take all the funds that I was having in my personal account and also in a business account. To let you know, in my personal account, I was using my personal account to trade on these following forex brokers: XNES, XM, CM Trading, Markets.com, AvaTrade. And then under Humble Security and Trading, I created an account with JP Markets, and that account, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was created in May. But I started to trade with other brokers from 2015. So you received a complaint on the 29th of August 2019. By that time, Zolani Phansi, or Humble Security and Trading, I was not accepting any deposits. The company that was accepting deposits on my behalf, because the person came to me on the 4th of August, and then he represented a pre-agreement as a person who is qualified and registered under FAIS, and he also referred to me a lot of things when it comes to financial advisor and so forth. But that person, I even sent the email, I've sent a email which is dated 6 August 2019 from, if I'm not mistaken, from the 20th August 2019 until you came to my offices to raid and take a decision to suspend my accounts. I was not receiving any funds from the public. The company that was receiving funds from the public, it was SmartBolt on behalf of Humble, based on the agreement that we had with him, and I was sending him to your offices and also to NCR. I also have the dates, and then I've printed out some screenshots. I even sent all those information to your offices, because even on October, that person also requested a meeting, to have a meeting with you in your offices, and you acknowledged his request, and then he went straight to Pretoria to have a meeting. I don't know the agenda of that meeting, and even before that time, I don't know what was on the meetings that he was conducting with FSCA. Up until I saw last year on the 22nd of December 2021, FSCA imposed an administrative penalty to SmartBolt, stating that he started to do financial service unauthorized in October 2019, of which that was not true. So now I'm trying to summarize everything, because I can see that the way how you explain to me, I won't take this thing chronologically as I stated to you, but now I'm trying to summarize this thing based on the information you are giving me right now, and based on the things that happened starting from August when you're receiving a complaint, and before FSCA received a complaint, I was already sending someone to your offices to do the registration. To receive the funds from the public, I started to do that in April after I resigned under SAPS, because I realized that what I'm doing, I won't assist people doing my investigation duties together, doing trading. And then I sit down, I registered a company. My mistake, it was to register under PTY instead of NPC, because I was not making profit by taking money from the people, but I was making profit from my trading accounts, and I was giving people money. So that's why I asked this meeting to FSCA to explain to me the purpose of the investigation and the procedures that you take when you decide to take a matter to NPA, or when you decide to impose a penalty to a certain person. Because this SmartBolt or Oscar Nkanyisondlovu, you started to know about him in August, even during the rating on the 17th of October. I stated to the people who were in Umzimkul that I've got a representative, because according to my understanding, or according to my knowledge, the person was registered with FSCA according to the email that he sent me, and then he was working starting from 2016 doing this job of being a financial advisor, and also running this business of funeral and also microloans. So I trusted the person. I was, yes.
I apologize.
Yes.
For butting in. I had my hand up for quite a while now.
Yes. Oh, sorry, ma'am.
All right. And,
sorry.
I just want to establish something now.
Yes.
Alsabi, the investigation with Mr. Pansi, as I understand it, was finalized by the FSCA. Did it go to enforcement, or did we elect to go to refer the matter directly to the NPA? I just want that clarification.
I do not believe it went to the enforcement. I talk on the correction. I'll have to double check it. But it was definitely referred to the SAPS.
Okay.
So to my knowledge, there was no other action taken. It's possible that they decided that there is no purpose to go to the enforcement unit, maybe because the bank account was already, but I will have to just confirm that. I can, however, say that this investigation is not just purely based on one complaint. Mr. Pansi seems to seem that this is what the whole case is about. The matter was actually also referred to us by the SAPs initially. So we had a complaint that we received from a lady, but we also then obtained other information which clearly indicated that there was already business ongoing in the company before Mr. Pansi may have applied for an FSP license. However, to date he has not received a license, and at that time he also did not have a license. We obtained many other evidence, and that is not just the complaint.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
For instance, just to give you an example, on 8 October 2019, the investigator visited Humble Security's website. The website stated, amongst others, we are very happy and humbled to announce that we are now fully registered as an FSP.
Okay.
It's not correct.
Okay, ma'am.
I just want to continue talking now whilst I'm busy.
Yes, Mr. Pansi, I think you just need to maintain the decorum in this meeting.
Okay, so sorry, ma'am. Please remind me.
We visited the premises. There was a banner reflecting forex trading and get 100% interest in your investment. So firstly, there was indications that the company does forex trading, and that's without a license. Secondly, it says that we trade on forex markets and share the profits with the society. Those who wants to be part of our training can get as much as 100% in 1 month and 700% in 3 months. Now, firstly, we all know that you cannot guarantee that, so that already is a serious issue, as well as the fact that you clearly were inviting investors to bring their money to you, and then you were allegedly doing forex trading on their behalf, and that's in 17 September 2019, we received information from the Commercial Crime Unit in Pietermaritzburg that Humble Security may be conducting unauthorized financial services as well as a Ponzi scheme. So I need you to understand, our evidence did not just come from one source. And I need you to further understand that we did actually conduct the investigation and came across a large number of contraventions and conduct that clearly reflects possible criminal conduct. We do not hand cases over to SAPS and the AFU unless we have very good reason. I mean, you have on Facebook, I think. Let me just go there. The website. Then on the website, you promise us investments where you say that if you invest 1,000 rand in 1 month,
yes,
return is 2,000. In 2 months it's 4,000. 3 months 8,000. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. You cannot guarantee that kind of. Firstly, you cannot guarantee anything when you do forex trading.
Okay.
But then on top of it, it is ridiculous amounts that were being guaranteed. So yes, that is definitely a red flag and definitely a concern and a good reason for us to have looked into this. Then just let's go to your bank statements. A large amount of your bank accounts, we actually looked into a large amount of bank accounts. Let me just go there. You amongst others.
Which bank accounts, ma'am?
Let me just see more. Okay, no, those ones. Okay.
If you can mention the names of the banks, ma'am, I will appreciate that.
When I asked you during an interview how you can guarantee such high returns, you said you have never lost money.
Yes.
In forex trading.
Yes.
Again, that is ridiculous. You cannot guarantee to somebody when you do forex trading, you cannot guarantee them. And the thing is, Mr. Pansi, You're guaranteeing them specific amounts,
Ma'am,
which is very high returns. I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot.
Ma'am.
There is nobody in the world that can do that, and it's not allowed to do that.
Okay, ma'am, can you, before you proceed, ma'am,
Bolt's involvement,
ma'am,
Smart Bolt was a micro lender that applied for an FSP license. He met Panzi a few months ago. Panzi approached him approximately a month ago, asking whether humble security clients could pay their funds into Smart Bolt's bank account. Panzi's explanation for this was that the bank had frozen humble security's account. Luffy said he agreed to this and gave the bank card of Smart Bolt to Panzi so that he could withdraw the funds that humble security clients paid into their account. He stated that Panzi, however, secured full access to Smart Bolt's bank account without his knowledge, and he does not know the way Panzi secured this access. He claimed that Panzi then proceeded to transfer these funds in Smart Bolt's bank account to various other accounts. According to Ndlovu, a substantial amount of these funds were transferred to Panzi's girlfriend's bank account. And then the total amount that was paid into that account was approximately R1 million. Now, if you look at the bank accounts, like I said, humble security had various accounts. Standard bank account, you received a total of over 36 million rand
from
into
where?
This account.
From?
I'm just telling you, this is analysis from the bank statement. So this is factual. This comes from the bank statement.
Ma'am.
We get from the sum still. Yeah.
Miss Naidu.
Funds from clients.
Mrs. Naidu.
This was from 3 July 2019.
Mrs. Naidu.
Started receiving deposits into this account, which clearly is probably from investors. It's round figures into this account with references next to the names that is people's names. Then, amongst others, then there was large transfers from this account, which was transferred to accounts such as
Miss Naidu.
Zolani was the account holder. Zolani. There was also payments made to clients, back to clients.
Miss Naidu.
This is a red flag that this is a Ponzi scheme.
Miss Naidu.
We also noted a large amount of payments from this account, which again includes payments to your own bank accounts at Capitec, Bidvest, Absa. We also noted a large amount of expenses that appears to be personal and business expenses. This is payments that are made with clients' funds. Clients who gave you money to supposedly trade for them in Forex, which you already were not allowed to do. And that was, like I said, since July 2019. We see airtime, electricity, plumber paintings. We just carry on.
Ma'am, before you proceed, please give.
Payments were made back to clients.
Okay.
Again.
Miss Naidu, now you don't want me.
Without trading.
You don't want me to give me any information now.
Mr. Panzi, you will get your chance.
Okay.
You just use new clients to pay old clients. So that is the reason this matter was handed over to the asset forfeit unit as well as the SAPS. The asset forfeit unit, the reason for that is because we are concerned about the general public and their funds. And we need to secure those funds. We need to make sure that those funds are not being misappropriated. And it was clear from the bank statements already that there was misappropriation of funds. And that's why AFU get involved. And I cannot speak for the AFU, and you are welcome to contact them, but I can assure you that they would not have done what they did if they did not have evidence, because they also have to approach a judge with evidence to say to the judge, please, we want to preserve this fund. The judge was satisfied that there was sufficient evidence to grant the application for a preservation order. We handed the matter over to SAPS. We unfortunately have no control over SAPS and the way they conduct the investigation and how long it takes. Also, if we conduct a search and seizure, which we did, and which again was granted to us by a court order, the warrant was granted to us by a magistrate. Again, the same applies. The magistrate must be satisfied that all the requirements are met in order to approve our application. And everything that we seized during that search must be handed over to SAPS. First of all, we are entitled to seize it in terms of our legislation. In instances where we hand the case over to the police, we then say to the police, we've got evidence that we seized during our search, and they must then take it from us, and it's then under their control. It becomes part of their criminal case and their investigation. I'm aware of the fact that in this case, the investigator did not immediately hand it over to the investigating officer. However, we are in that process, and Jacques is busy assisting us to contact the investigating officer to hand over the evidence we seize by way of a chain that we follow to say, here's a list of the evidence, and the investigation officer will sign for the evidence, and he will take it into custody and secure it, and the SAPS then have their own process, what they do with evidence that's part of a crime. So right now, I can tell you that our case has been finalized. We do not have any further role in this case because we do not form part of either the AFU or SAPS or any of the criminal authorities. We have done our investigation in terms of our legislation. Everything we applied for, the warrant was done in terms of our legislation, and we've handed the matter over also in terms of our legislation. So when it comes to your evidence, if you've got a concern about you want to retrieve back now, let's say a computer that we seized, that application will have to be taken to the investigating officer. Job will ensure that at the soonest possible time, we hand all of this over to SAPS in terms of chain of evidence, process that we follow. From there on, we literally cannot assist you with anything because we have made our findings, we have closed our case, we do not do criminal investigations, so that is up to SAPS, what they do with their case. Maybe a prosecutor has been allocated by now, maybe there's a prosecutor you can contact, we do not know. We hand over similar cases like this on a monthly basis to SAPS, and in some instances we involve the AFU if we believe there are funds that needs to be preserved. But we do not do criminal investigations. That's why we hand it over.
Okay.
Councillor, thank you very much for that clarification. I think and your final points actually sums up the current position of the FSCA. So, Mr. Fancy,
yes,
you went on when we commenced the meeting. You went on to state, as I understand it, and I am the Deputy Information Officer at the FSCA. I handle requests for access to information. You came through to me, and I have accommodated you through what would be the PIA process. However, what I am hearing now is that you are putting forward your position with regards to the investigation that was conducted by the FSCA and the ongoing investigation / I'm not sure what is the status, whether the matter is already with the prosecutor, so whether the NPA is also informed. What I am hearing from you, Mr. Pansi, is your position with regards to how you're defending yourself.
No.
Unfortunately, you are addressing the incorrect forum, because we, as Elsaby has stated, our process as the FSCA is finalized. There is nothing further the FSCA can or will do with regards to the investigation.
No.
Hence, I considered your request and decided to host this meeting to categorically state to you that whatever may be your further recourse is not with the FSCA, sir, but with the either with SAPS or the National Prosecuting Authority. Please,
can I comment?
I failed to say that in this
Mr. Pansi,
with other cases of ours, we did not draft a report. We drafted an affidavit directly handing it over to the police where they registered a criminal case. So we are not in a position to provide Mr. Pansi with a report, even if you request it for same, because we do not have to do reports. In some instances like this, we draft a complete affidavit, and that affidavit is with SAPS.
No, I'm not requesting an affidavit. Why I've asked this meeting? I wanted to know the procedures that you are conducting on your investigations, and right now you've explained to me. But now still I'm having a question, because Mrs. Parrott stated that it is ridiculous that you can make so much money in forex trading. Mrs. Knight, is it Mrs. Knight or Miss Naidu?
It's Miss Naidu.
Miss Naidu, yesterday I've sent you a PDF with a lifetime performance of my trading, and you saw that. Yes, no.
I have to hold you there.
Yes.
I am not the authority.
Okay, no, okay.
Neither is Mr. Brevere the authority that you should be addressing these issues with. If you have proof that you have conducted your business according to the tenets of all legislation, in that you have been in full compliance, then, sir, you need to address this with the investigating officer at SAPS and or the prosecutor that has been appointed by the National Prosecuting Authority to handle your matter.
Okay,
so
okay.
You are working in this
Okay.
instance. We are not the correct forum for you to address any of that. You may send me whatever document.
Okay.
So I cannot pronounce on it. I do not have, none of us in this meeting, none of us in the FSCA have the authority to pronounce on the validity / veracity of what you are presenting.
Okay,
right now.
okay. No, ma'am, I understand.
That's why we wanted to have the meeting with you, so that you understand that please do. You sent me a lot of emails, and you want to place your position before the FSCA. Sir, we are the incorrect forum.
Okay.
That is what you should be discussing with the investigating officer that is handling your matter, sir.
Okay, no, I understand, ma'am. You answered me very well. But lastly, before we just adjourn this meeting, because it's just the concerns of the investigation or the procedure or the decisions that are taken by FSCA. I will just quote in the press release that released by FSCA on the 22nd of December 2021 as a press release. It stated that FSCA is imposed an administrative penalty of 50,000 to Oscar Kanyiso Ndlovu of Smartbold. And then it says for the following reasons. Small Bolt and Mr. Ndlovu were providing unauthorized financial service. Small Bolt and Mr. Ndlovu were unauthorized insurance business, and Small Bolt did not have an underwriter of its funeral. According to that, it was alleged that Smart Bolt may have issued funeral policies during October 2019 to August 2020. You see, by saying that October 2019 to August 2020, it shows that in your investigation as financial sector conduct authority, you are not doing your investigation accordingly, because you release a press release on the 22nd of December with a false statement that on October 2019 to August 2020, of which that person was attending the meetings with FSCA before October 2019. So you say according to the investigation. So it is clear that among the investigation that is conducted by FSCA, sometimes they do disclose or they do not reveal other things of which they discovered during their investigation. Because if the person who was conducting the investigation under FSCA was submitting or was doing her investigation chronologically or in a right manner, she was supposed to receive, or she was supposed to reveal in her affidavit to NPA that in my FNB, in my personal FNB account, there were a lot of withdrawals or transactions from forex brokers. And then from there was transactions from FNB personal to Maximizer account, which is an investment under FNB. From that account, those accounts were closed, and then all the funds, they transferred to the account, which is Humble Security and Trading under Standard Bank. So she didn't reveal all of that because I was trading using my FNB personal. But it's clear that when FSCA conducting their investigation, they do not disclose everything to NPA or to any enforcement, law enforcement. They only just build the case with some certain intentions, because if the investigation was to reveal the truth pertaining the complaint that they received, they should reveal everything, but they didn't do that. And on top of that, the chain of custody.
Hansi, I'm
Yes.
going to stop you again.
Yes.
You were harnessing a point with regards to Smart Bolt and or Mr. Ndlovu, and then you seem to have stopped and gone back to defending your position or placing the version of your facts before Ms. Parrott and Mr. Brevier and myself. I will stop you again, sir. Whatever may be your understanding and your version of the facts, so that is what you would use to place before the national prosecuting authority, sir. It matters not that if you believe that the FSCA has failed or been derelict in their duties in investigating this matter, sir, that in itself will be something that you and your legal team will build in order that you may defend or put up a defense before the appropriate forum. Unfortunately, whatever you may present to us at this particular in this meeting
Yes.
is not going to influence any of the processes. And I believe that it is actually a futile exercise for us to continue in this meeting, sir, because you believe you want to place your facts before the three of us, but we are at. As I've and I'm reiterating, sir, we are not in a position to entertain this discussion anymore.
No, I understand, yes.
Your position, please may you seek the appropriate legal advice so that you may address your position and place it before the appropriate forum at the appropriate time.
Yes.
So I'm going to actually request that we close this meeting.
Yes.
now,
No. I understand, ma'am. I
and
understand.
undertake whatever necessary legal process you need to in your personal capacity.
Yes.
All right? I think
Yes.
Ms. Parrott has been very clear. The processes within the FSCA is finalized. Hence, there's nothing further. Remember, once we finalize the matter is now. We cannot go back and revisit.
Yes. No, I understand.
You
Yes.
may now take the necessary processes in your personal capacity.
Yes.
I think we've given you the platform and we've given you the opportunity.
Yes,
this
ma'am.
morning.
Yes.
Sir, I would be unfortunately I have to finalize the meeting.
No,
now,
I
and
understand.
I believe you understand now.
Yes, clearly.
What is your further course of action?
Yes.
And I want to thank my colleagues, Mr. Brevier and Ms. Parrott, for their, for availing themselves so that they could actually also speak to you. And I think that their inputs have been invaluable to guide you as well. And Mr. Fancy, I am now closing.